I am live for the very first time on Instagram. I'm just no idea how to do this. I've clicked the live button. Hopefully, people can see me and will start joining in. For those who are watching on replay, this first part is going to be a little awkward while people start joining in. Okay, a lot of people are already in. Hello, everyone. This is my very first time coming live on Instagram. I've never done this before. I hope I've done it correctly. I hope you guys can see me. If you can, just please type something. Okay, Simply says I can see you. Fantastic. Nice to see you guys. We're doing a small brief training today. The topic is mindfulness and anxiety. Okay, those of you who are going through anxiety in whatever level, whatever scale, will benefit from today's training. Hi Divya. Hi Lavanya, who else is here? Wow, so many of you. Leroy is here. Nims 122. Who else? I can kind of see. Yes. The Happy Soul can see me. Aiken Patel. Nice to see you guys. Okay, so like I said, today our training is going to be on mindfulness and anxiety. At some point, we'll open the floor for questions. I will have to figure out how to see your comments and all that. Oh, okay, I figured it out. Never mind. I figured it out. We'll take questions at some point, and then I will give you some further resources to study mindfulness if you so decide this is the field that you want to study. Okay, now while we're waiting for people to come in, I don't want to start the training when people are still coming in. Why don't you tell me firstly, where are you from and how are you doing today? Okay, answer these two questions for me in the comments. I'd love to see them. Okay, waving back to all of you. This is exciting. It's my very first time doing this. Okay, Sorna says nice to see you in the morning. Nice to see you too. Hi Vrinda. Hi E-Zone, hi Debakshi, Aarti. Fantastic. Okay, Sudhamani says from Bangalore. I'm also from Bangalore. A lot of people from Bangalore. Cutie Fix says Bangalore as well. A lot of Bangaloreans. All of us. Mumbai, a lot of Mumbais. Okay, that's awesome. Doing okay, can do better. Well, at least that's good awareness to start from. Feeling grateful, feeling good from Melbourne. Super nice. Michigan, super nice. Mandya, nice. Very good. Brooklyn in the house. I like that. Bangalore. A lot of Bangalore. We should do another Bangalore meet and greet so everyone can see each other, meet each other. Okay, so I think now is a good time to start. We have a big audience here, so let's start our training. Our topic today is mindfulness and anxiety. Now, let me ask you guys before I start, how many of you have gone through or are going through some level of anxiety right now? Just type me so I know that the audience here is here for the right reason. You're going to get some value back from being here. Wow. Super awesome, guys. Okay. So I figured out how to see your comments whenever I want and how to drop them down. Okay. Figured it out. Okay, Shivani says me. Wonkiri says me. Coach Sid says me. Okay, so you guys are in the right place. So, topic, mindfulness and anxiety. Now, coach mode. Okay, let's get into the training. So, for me to explain to you how do you use mindfulness to cure or heal your anxiety, let's describe what is mindfulness and then we'll describe what is anxiety. When you understand these two, half your problems are dissolved. Okay, so let's start with what is mindfulness. Okay, you've heard this word so often. So mindfulness, it should be called mindlessness, okay, instead of mindfulness. But mindfulness is a skill, it's a practice to observe and dissolve. Okay, so to observe and dissolve thoughts, emotions, and behavior that arises in the present moment. So right now, you guys have some thoughts that are going on in your mind, some emotions going on in your body. There is some behaviors that you are exhibiting right now. You might be watching me, you might be doing something on the side. This is what's happening in the present moment. Now, some of our thoughts are not very healthy for us. Some of our behaviors are not very healthy for us, and some of our emotions, the level of emotions and stress we take, is also not healthy for us. So mindfulness is that skill that helps you observe and dissolve those unhealthy thoughts, emotions, and behavior whenever it arises in the present moment. So whenever you're living your life, you're in the moment, and suddenly you're not feeling good, or your thoughts are not in the right place, mindfulness cleanses it. It just goes like an eraser, erases it out. So that is mindfulness. Okay. Now, what is anxiety? Let's look at that. Okay. Once you understand these things, it'll be a super easy walk through the park. What is anxiety? Anxiety is a protective mechanism. Okay, write it in your notebook. Protective mechanism. What does that mean? Imagine you have a bodyguard, okay, and the bodyguard wants to protect you from any threat in your life, okay? Now, wants to protect you, it's going to literally squeeze you in one place, going, nope, I'm protecting you. That is anxiety. Now, how is anxiety protecting us? What is it protecting us from? Simple way to understand this is we are all biological beings. In our biology, we have a natural way to protect us from any threat. So when we were early humans, we would walk down the forest and suddenly a saber-toothed tiger comes at us. We need to know how to protect ourselves, right? Yes or yes. Type yes or yes in the comments, right? We need to know how to protect ourselves so that we can survive as a race and not die at the hands of animals and dinosaurs and whatever else was there during that time. So to protect ourselves, the brain had this mechanism. Okay, very good. The brain had this mechanism called fight. Pew, pew, I'm going to fight the saber-tooth tiger, or I'm going to run away from it so I can protect myself. So fight, pew, pew, or flight, run away. Okay, so either fight the threat or I run away from the threat. Now, to make sure I have all the strength in my body to fight or to run away, my brain has to do something to my body to give me enough adrenaline, enough strength in my hands and in my legs so I can fight or I can run away. So all of that blood that was otherwise doing its regular job, helping you with digestion and different things, it gets channeled into your hands and legs. That's why some of you who have extreme anxiety will feel jelly-like hands and legs because you're shaking, there's adrenaline. It is there to either pew pew, fight the saber-tooth tiger or run away. Now, different sensations will happen when you have anxiety. Okay, there are two things that happen when you have anxiety. How many things? Type it in the comments. Good. Two things. The first thing that happens when you have anxiety is the thoughts, right? You have a lot of crazy thoughts that are happening in your mind. You're seeing this negative future happening. You have all this noise. Your mind is rushing like one hurricane going on, right? So the first level you feel anxiety is at the level of your thinking. Pow, 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 constant. Now the second level at which you feel your anxiety is sensations. Your heart is racing, you feel nauseated, little pukey, your legs and hands feel kind of jelly-like. Some of us sweat, some of us get really cold, your eyes get a little blurry, your vision. We're talking about the higher stages of anxiety. At the lower stages of anxiety, it's just this feeling of something is wrong. But at the higher stages of anxiety, where you go into anxiety disorders, panic, depression, those levels of anxiety, what happens is you start feeling jittery in the body. You'll feel dizzy all the time. Your mind is racing. How many of you have experienced that? Just type me in the comments. Okay. It says 3 other people sent a request to be in your live video. Maybe after the training. Okay, good. So many of you would have experienced different levels of anxiety. Some of us have regular normal life anxiety where something happens, you're a little scared, normal, human. Some of us have had the extreme side, panic disorder, OCD, generalized anxiety disorder, pretty heavy anxiety experiences, right? So yeah, I will save this live. So in case you guys need to go, don't worry, this live will be up on the channel. Okay, so you guys know what I'm talking about. So when you are having this experience of these negative thoughts, okay, and these negative emotions, it's your brain trying to protect you. It's a protective mechanism. Now, what? There is no saber-toothed tiger. There is no dinosaur over here. Why is my brain trying to protect me? Because to the brain, any threat that threatens its safety, your safety, is saber-toothed tiger. In our case, today's saber-toothed tiger is someone doesn't like you, or you're about to fail an exam, or you're scared of certain things. They're called psychological fears or perceptual fears. Today's saber-tooth tigers is our fears. Okay, in mindfulness we call it the ego death. Okay, you don't need to know all this right now. We're just doing a basic class. You are so scared of things going wrong that the anxiety comes up at every level of anxiety. So even at the level of anxiety disorders, anyone here with an anxiety disorder, just type anxiety disorder. Okay, I've been down that road for many years of my life. I was diagnosed with panic disorder. I have been on the heightened end of anxiety, like life and death levels of anxiety. I've also been in the regular normal human side of anxiety. So when you are experiencing anxiety, how do you use mindfulness to cure it? Let's look at that. Okay, so far I'll do a little recap, okay, of what we've been studying so far. Okay, very simple. We spoke about what is mindfulness, which is the natural ability to observe and dissolve thoughts, emotions, and behavior that arise in the present moment. That is mindfulness. We then discussed what is anxiety. Anxiety is my brain's protection mechanism. What is that? Bodyguard. Okay. Now, not all celebrities like their bodyguards, because their bodyguards won't let them do anything fun, right? Because they're always protecting. That's anxiety. Think of it like a bodyguard that's protecting you from something that's threatening your well-being. Now, that something could be a thought that you're aware of, or it could be something under the surface. Your subconscious is thinking about something that you are not aware of, but you're feeling anxious. You don't know why you're feeling it, but it comes up. When it comes to anxiety, you have two things: the thoughts constantly bubbling up in your head, and the sensations. Heart is racing, stomach is all churned up. Different stages of anxiety have different symptoms. Now, these sensations are your body's protective mechanism, which means you need this weird experience in order for you to fight the threat or run away from it. In our case, there is no physical threat as much. We have psychological threats. That's why we don't know what to do when we get anxious, because we can't fight it and we can't run away. So we just sit there feeling anxious. So how do we work it out? How do we heal this? Very simple. Two ways. Whenever you feel anxious, at any stage, whether you are regular anxiety or the high levels of panic disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, whatever, mindfulness helps you separate or create a gap between you and the sensations you are experiencing. What does that mean? It means if you can isolate the sensations in your body and watch them like you're watching a TV show, let that wave of anxiety come. Let the wave of fear come. Let the wave of panic come. It will not feel amazing. Okay, in the beginning you won't be able to let it come and go. But as you practice, the wave of anxiety will come up. Instead of running away, just stay still and watch it come up. It'll be very intense. It's like a bell curve. You know, it'll intensify, become very intense, and you want to run away. You don't know what to do, but sit and watch that feeling or the many feelings in the body, and zoom, it will flatline. This is called the wave, riding the wave. Okay, surfing the wave of anxiety. If you can practice this like your life depends on it, there will come a day where the toughest levels of anxiety can be watched and lived out. Okay, so instead of you running to your medications, if you're on medications, you can still do what you're doing, what I'm teaching you here. When the anxiety comes up, in whatever form, it's stomach butterflies, you feel like you're about to puke, you feel like you're about to pass out, show me more. I'm watching it. Just show me. I'm walking into it. Show me more of this anxiety. And as you start watching, just sit and watch like it's a really funny kindergarten play. You can't leave because you paid tickets for it. So you might as well stay and watch the kindergarten play. It's the same thing. You can't leave. Sit still. Watch. Your mind is telling you to run away. Your mind is telling you this and that. Just sit and watch the sensations. It's always remember, bell curve. It will become really intense. And at one point you think you're about to die. And then just sit and watch. Just watch. Ask for more. Ask for more. And the fear doesn't know what to do, zoop, it will ride out. And then you'll be left with a more calm sensation. That is one way of dealing with anxiety. I'm going to give you one more way and then we'll open the floor for questions, okay? The second way is thoughts, at the level of thoughts. I have multiple, let me show you this one here. I show this to my one-to-one clients a lot. This is my old journal, as you can see, is really old, from when I was suffering with panic disorder. And if you can see, I have written out so many things in this journal, and you'll find that some of it is like really incoherent stuff. There are some pages where you will find, let me see if I can find these. Yeah. Torn pages because the amount of rage and anger and powerlessness that has come up. One of the best ways for anxiety is to write out your thoughts as and when they're coming up. Take a notebook, call it your mind cleanse journal. And whenever the thought comes up, I'm about to die, nothing's working out, my life has gone to hell, just write. Don't read what you've written. Just keep writing until there's nothing going on in your mind. And then you can burn the sheet or you can keep it for posterity like I have. This will really help you cleanse your head. When your head is cleansed, immediately go into the emotions. What can I sense right now? How do I feel this anxiety? Well, I feel something in my throat. I feel my heart is racing. My breath is heavy. My chest is clamped down. And I watch it like I'm watching I've paid tickets to a kindergarten play and I'm just sitting and watching. The feelings and sensations will be really, not the best feeling, but you sit and watch it. Do not judge what you see in the sensations. Do not resist. Don't try to get rid of them. Hold space for it to come up, like bubbles at the bottom of the sea, right? The bubbles will come up and just burst. It's the same thing with anxiety. Just hold space to watch it. It's not easy in the beginning. It's a practice. But as it comes up, it'll become second nature. The moment you feel anxious, watch. Show me. TV show, come up, let me see. And walk into it. A very famous musician I was friends with, he told me once, he tours around the world and he has panic disorder. Panic disorder basically convinces you that you're about to die, because that's the one that I had. And he would walk out into the street with his hands up like that, look up and tell the panic, kill me. You want to kill me? That's what you're telling me, that I'm about to die? Show me, kill me. I'm ready to die, show me. And the anxiety would just pass by. And that's how he cured himself of anxiety disorder. One last thing I'll say before I open for Q&A. Last one. I don't know how long I've spoken. Okay. Last one. Okay. This is Ramana Maharishi's story to enlightenment. Is through an anxiety attack. Let me explain. So Ramana Maharishi started having that feeling of death coming over him. Okay, that's how a high level of anxiety feels. You feel like you're dying. Your mind convinces you that your organs are shutting down. But Ramana, what he did is he laid down on his bed, completely surrendering. And he said, if I'm dying right now, I don't want to miss even a moment of this. I want to watch everything as it happens. He was totally surrendered to that experience of anxiety, and it flushed over him. It washed over him, and he became enlightened. From that, he understood the nature of the mind. He understood the nature of fear, and it was nothing to take seriously. And he became enlightened through that experience. That story made the biggest mark in my anxiety disorder journey. I haven't had a panic attack in many years. I'm 100% cured, no medication, only meditation. Okay. So I also take that attitude of pure surrender, hold the space for the anxiety bubble to come up and burst out of your system, and just learning these things, non-judgment, non-resistance, observation, Remember, just observation. Okay, observe the emotions come up. You can do this for any emotion, and non-judgment, non-resistance. Observe and then let the anxiety dissolve through you. That is how you use mindfulness to heal anxiety. And every time you do this, your brain changes. Every time you do this, ting, one part of your brain is building a new habit and the old parts of the brain are losing. The neural pathways that you don't use begin to disintegrate. And now you're building a new habit of observing the anxiety instead of reacting to it. You're building space between you and the bodyguard, right? You're not becoming the anxiety, you're watching the anxiety and you're asking for more. Come, show me what you can do. Be as intense. You want to burst my heart? Show me, burst my heart, show me. You want to tell me that I'm about to die? Show me, kill. I'm here watching the whole journey. It won't know what to do and it processes it out. It goes. That is how you deal with anxiety. Now, did anyone get any value from what I was sharing? Yes. If yes, just type valuable and tell me what you took back. If not, type not valuable and tell me what you didn't take back. Okay. Much needed. Okay, good. Yeah. So in my case, it was panic attacks and generalized anxiety. In your case, it could be something else. All levels of anxiety have the same, yeah. Okay, have the same way of observing and dissolving principle. Okay. Valuable. Good. Awesome. Now, I will open the floor for questions. I'll take 2 or 3. Before that, for those of you who are interested in the concept of mindfulness, which is the journey we walk, me, my students, we're all in the world of mindfulness. If you're interested in that, you can definitely take up some free resources. One resource is the famous webinar. Okay, you would have heard about this webinar maybe through our students or your friends. Somebody would have told you. If you've never heard of it, it's a very popular one. It's called Mindfulness, the subtle art of inner and outer healing. You can use this to heal any negative state that you are in. Negative thoughts, negative emotions, from regular normal fears and blocks to the big time things like disorders, depression, all of these things. So if you're interested in that, you can definitely register for an upcoming one that is happening on 20th of this month. So in the next couple of days. So December 20th, you need to go to kartikanair.com/mindfulness. Okay, I'm going to type that in the comments. So those of you who want to study this, it's a free seminar. We don't charge for this one. You get a lot of content there. It's 2 hours long. kartikanair.com/mindfulness. Okay. My name is spelled without an H. It is kartikanair.com/mindfulness. Mindfulness has only one L, but 2 S's. Okay, so I've typed it in the comments. You guys can definitely check it out. It's a 2-hour training. It's happening on 20th. It happens from 4:30 in the evening to 6:30 in the evening on 20th. Okay, you can come for that if you've never come for it. Now, you can be opening for questions. Now, if you have, yes, this session will be put on replay. You can definitely watch it. No problemo at all. If you have a question, go ahead and type #question. Keep it related to mindfulness and anxiety. Let's keep that related topics. Type #question and your topic, and then I would be happy to answer them. I'll take 2 or 3, and then we will wrap up for today. Okay, so cool. Mindfulness course convinced me to buy LIF. Fantastic. LIF is our mindfulness training. Archana says you speak very well. Thank you. Thank you so much. How to stay in mindfulness. Okay, so these are good questions. Go ahead and type #question and then your question so I can take them in. I don't want to miss anybody's questions. Okay, we'll start with that one. Does anxiety affect manifestation? That's a good question. Does anxiety affect manifestation? Yes, because manifestation is very simple. What I think about and feel about, I bring about. So if I am somebody, see, what is anxiety? Anxiety, people who are anxious are people who felt powerless. people who felt disconnected from the universe, people who felt smaller, insignificant. All of these things are obviously not the most powerful energy states to be in. So when you are thinking about something, let's say you want money or you want a career or something, and you're feeling about it and you're bringing it about, but at the same time you also feel powerless, you also feel the universe is not supporting you, which is a big part of having anxiety, and you feel alone and isolated, these vibrations counteract your manifestation vibrations. Of course, it definitely affects. When I was going through panic disorder, I mean, I would manifest more crap in my life than I did anything good. So, definitely, in my personal opinion, you can take it or leave it. Never believe a word I say. Take it or leave it. Take it from either experiment with it and figure it out yourself, or just drop it, okay? But from my personal experience, definitely your feelings of anxiety block a lot of our manifestations. Good. Moment says how to use mindfulness for manifestation. So in that webinar that I told you, the third secret we discuss is mindfulness and manifestation, how these two come together. So you can learn more in detail in the webinar if you're coming. You can register kartikanaya.com/mindfulness. Now, to give you a brief answer, very simple. The field of mindfulness is also known as self-inquiry. Okay, a little complex. Just bear with me for this moment. Self-inquiry basically is to understand that I'm not my mind, obviously, because thoughts are coming and going, changing. How can I be something that is changing? It's like, I could change my pen all the time, so I can't be my pen. Same way, my thoughts change all the time, so I can't be my thoughts. I'm not my thoughts. I'm not my physical body. This is a vessel. So obviously I'm not concerned with the shape of my nose or the bigness of my eyes. All that this is just a vessel. So I'm not my body. So if I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my body, who am I? And when you understand who am I, you will realize a very essential truth. You are pure energy, pure consciousness, pure oneness. The energy field that makes up this entire universe is also you. You are also made up of the same energy field. We become separated because we're too identified with our thoughts, right? I'm not good enough. Zoom, we become confined to I'm not good enough, or I'm like this, or I'm like that. But if I take away my thoughts, I become one with everything. So mindfulness puts you in touch with that feeling of oneness, that you are not limited to this physical human life, that you're much grander, which is brilliant for manifestation, because now you can use your thoughts instead of your thoughts using you. You can use them to create, because thoughts are a creative force. Your mind is a tool. Imagine using a tool, right? You want a tool to draw on your cake. Same way, you use your tool, mind, to manifest different things in your life. But you're not the tool. You can use the tool. So mindfulness helps you tap into that energy field, helps you use your mind to put form or create things. When I say put form, pen is a form, right? It's a form. So I can use my thoughts to create form. I can decide today morning, I want to create a song. Yesterday we did this in our group in MMMC. We created a money song and it's become a hit now. Everybody's singing that song. We chose to create. We put it into a form, right? It starts in the mind and then we put it into a form. So mindfulness helps you focus your mind to create. It helps you tap into the field of everything. That makes it easier for you to know who you truly are, your own power, and basically you will live in God mode when you're doing mindfulness. Hope that answered. Let's take one more question. Okay, how to become a coach like you because you're simply super. Thank you so much. That is not a mindfulness related question, but I'd recommend you email us so I can give you a little specifics on how we do coaching. Okay. Meditation helps us clear our mind from negative stuff. Yes, that is the entire concept of observation. So I'll go back. Okay. So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is the natural ability to observe. So imagine a parade is going on in front of you. Negative thoughts just moving past you. And all you're doing is observing it. Okay? Now, if you start becoming the thoughts and identifying with the thoughts, we're screwed. Okay? Why? Because the thoughts will drag us through the earth. But if I can step off and just watch them walking around, they've left. They've gone. That's mindfulness. Okay, you let the thoughts come and go, let the emotions come and go, let the behaviors come and go. We just sit and observe. If I have to make a choice and a decision, I'll make it from that relaxed place, not from becoming my negative thoughts, in which case I'll feel terrible and stuck. Instead, I step out on the curb, watch the parade go past. Okay, that is mindfulness. So to answer your question, does it help heal in negativity? Yes, that's its core purpose, is to heal negative thoughts, emotions, and behavior. Okay, last question. How to manifest health and wealth. So we want to keep it mindfulness related. If your question is how mindfulness helps in health and wealth, let me know. But let's try to keep it mindfulness related. Okay, let me find a mindfulness related question. Last question. A lot of Ho'oponopono questions here. How to come out of negative feelings about oneself. Same thing. Observe the feeling in the body. Observe the thoughts. Let them pass, like the parade that I was talking about. Last one. How to stay patient in difficult times. How do I know with negative thoughts? What do I do with negative thoughts you have when you're panicking? So good questions. Okay, so let's take that question. When you're panicking, when you're anxious, what do I do with the negative thoughts? I've already given you one resource. Write. Okay, every time the thought comes up, write. I have written things like, I'll never get over this, I'm gonna die, this is the end of my life. Obviously it's not. That's just how your mind makes up crap. So you just write it out. Don't read what you've written. Just write until your mind is quiet. So minimum 3 pages, 4 pages, 5 pages. You need to write 7 pages. Write until your mind is quiet. That's called a mind cleanse. So that's what you're going to do when you panic. Get your journal and write. If you want to burn that sheet, burn it. You don't have to, but if that's another level, you can do it. But that's it. That's a great way to get yourself out of your head. Another thing you can do is just do normal basic mindfulness. Step out into your senses. So instead of being in your thoughts, get out. Look, what do I see right now? What do I feel right now? What do I hear right now? What do I feel on my skin right now? What do I feel in my environment, and what kind of air, what kind of temperature is here, without judging or resisting anything? This will get you out of your head into the present moment. And by the way, anxiety doesn't exist in the present moment. So the more present you are and you just feel the sensations and you're sitting with it, it will dissolve. So there are 1,000 things I've told you in this session. We're going to wrap it up, guys. For those who are interested in learning more and you have a lot of mindfulness related questions, come for the webinar. Okay, now I usually don't market this webinar as often in the public platform. Today we just so happen to be doing a topic like this, so you're welcome to come. Obviously I don't want to hold it just for, it is something that we do in our inner circle. So students who are already part of the academy are usually given access to this webinar. But since we're doing this topic and I don't want to hold it from you, you guys can definitely come, join, enjoy. It is kartikanair.com/ I'm going to type it here again. Okay, we're almost done. We're just about to end this live in about 10 seconds. So I'm just going to put kartikanair.com/ mindfulness. Any further questions you have will probably get answered in that webinar. After the webinar, we do a detailed Q&A, so you can definitely ask your questions there. Furthermore, you can email us at any time. So that's it. That was my first Instagram live. I hope I did a good job. I hope that you learned something. I love you all. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you for joining in on a Saturday morning and Sunday morning, giving me your time and your energy. So I love you. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Okay, now I have to figure out how to end this. Okay, so how do you end? I think it's this X button. I'm not sure. So waiting for tomorrow's MMMC Club 5 a.m. with you. High vibes. See you tomorrow in class for MMMC students. Okay, see you guys. I'm going to click this X. I think that is how you end it. So hopefully. Bye guys.